Good morning. It's about 10:56 a.m. It's Monday. So aside from the research I've been doing, I have like actual jobs that actually pay me money. Well, one of them doesn't, but it's very important still that I do it and I find great relevance in it and it's also good for my CV. So it's been a bit of a busy time. I'm just in a busy time with some of my other positions too. And I was really just feeling unmotivated this morning by the pile of work that I have, and then also having to plan my remote job out for the week because I am in such a deep spot with my research that I'm doing for myself. And so it's been really kind of unmotivating to wake up and be like in the most this really intense like sort of process and then wake up and be like, okay, so now we're just gonna fill a majority of the day with other tasks that don't have anything to do with that. So yeah, I woke up and I just didn't really want to get out of bed. I was like kind of scrolling, and yeah, I wish I could just wake up and jump straight into that project, but unfortunately I can't. So I just thought it would be motivating for me right now because I was really just struggling, but also fun to show you guys what I do just outside of my really intense personal research that I'm doing. I'm gonna make this in sort of the typical style that I've done for my personal project videos. I can't show you guys everything because a lot of the work that I'm doing, particularly for my research assistant position, is confidential. But I'll show you guys what I can on Zoom and then we'll just chat. Okay, here we are on my Notion. I'm usually a huge Notion user. Like I use my Notion like for everything. It's been like my second brain for the last few years since I've gotten it, but I have gotten so busy recently that I forgot Notion existed. But we're gonna make a Notion page for this week. I do have a planner, but as of late, I mean, I think I've been in sort of a period where I'm just kind of like, just do whatever you need to do to get your work done. And like the more, I think most of my energy has just been going to just complete tasks. Like, don't worry about everything being sort of in the right place and et cetera, because it's like the most important thing for me to just get everything done and get done, if that makes sense. So I wish I was being a little bit more like cohesive, but sometimes I don't care. Like, if there's a week where it would help me more, particularly having ADHD, I'm like, if there's a week where it would just help me more to just plan in a different spot, then I would just do it because my main thing is like I just want to make sure I get everything done. So let's see, what is our icon? We're gonna do this alien because alien's kind of a vibe. I like the little Met ones are cute. Usually I would go on Pinterest and like hunt one down, but honestly, actually it would motivate me. Let's go. Notion Conver. Let's see. This is cute. Actually, I like this. Usually I'm not someone who's into like the little quotes, but this one is resonating with me right now, and it's kind of what I need. There we go. Small steps every day. That's our motto for this week because I got too much going on. Okay, so we have two areas of life that are like necessary for this week. We have, I'm just gonna write remote job. Usually I would write the name of my job, but I don't want to do that on a video because it's kind of weird. Um, I do pink. Oh, and I never keep this ugly main font. We got this one. Okay, remote job. Let's make this one cuter too. Okay, got my remote job. So my remote job, I'm basically um a corporate strategy manager for a small mental health company, and I'm basically trying to get new people to sign up for therapy or businesses to commit to basically having their workplaces therapy mental health needs filled through this particular company. And I enjoy the job, but it's honestly so hard to really delve into anything with like 100% passion sometimes because I have something that I'm so like obsessed like so passionate obsessed with doing right now, and it's like but yeah. But I really want to make sure I'm gonna write like a number one goal, like main goal of this week. I've been hunting and hunting down conferences, but I haven't narrowed down anything yet. So I really want to say like one solid yes conference. Like yes, this is going to be a conference. And also we do actually have one that we're not attending, but it's just like we're not exhibiting, so we're not actually showing our stuff there, but we're just basically like attending as part like just walking in essentially, and we're just gonna network. Um, so I just need to make sure that is all solid, and that's probably gonna be the first thing that I do actually. So, oh, I forgot. I literally forgot how to use Notion. It's been so long. To-do list. Okay. So first, number one thing, text back, get her a ticket. Then I've been putting off a phone call. You know, I write sports conference in my head because I don't know. I just feel weird putting the names of actual conferences because it's like, I don't know. Okay, sports conference in my head? No, right? Because I had a meeting last week, but it was a very expensive, very nice, but very expensive conference that is gonna would eat into like half the budget. So I think it's not gonna happen, even though it would probably be the most amazing opportunity, but we'll check. I'll double check on that. That's my task. And then we're gonna go through. I put business conference in my head, hello, because I've reached out to them like 3 times and they were reaching out to us first, wanting us to do it. And then I've been reaching out to them and trying to be like, hey, can we do this? And they've just been ghosting me. I'm like, get on it. Like, hello, because we really want to attend and it's expensive, but we want to do it. So respond to us. Um, yeah, so I need to check all of that in the email too. So that's this week's master plan. And then this is the oh my God, this is such a week. We for my research study job, we are in the last like 2 weeks, but it's like some intense work these 2 weeks. Basically, we have to code all of our videos, but um, and the master's student that I'm working with for this particular part of I've worked actually with all parts of the study. Um, but the two master students, they're like we split the work sort of. So they are both writing on separate parts. So one of them is writing on one part of the study, the other person is writing on the other part of the study. So now I'm working with someone who's working on this one particular part that is so time consuming. They would definitely agree, I think. It's not as time consuming as we thought it was going to be, but yeah, we basically are taking all the videos and just coding them. We're just in the last 2 weeks. They have like a big deadline in like 2, 3 weeks. And so we want to get everything done by then, but it's just been like, I mean, it's fine. It's gonna get done, but it's like a really big workload on top of my existing workload these few weeks. So it's been like, this is an actual deadline. It takes each of these takes at least like 2 hours. So it's like 20 hours of work on top of my 25 hours I'm doing for my remote job on top of the nanny jobs that I also work. It's like too much. But it's fine. It's just for 2 weeks and then I'm free and I'm actually gonna be done with one of my nanny jobs too. So they're nice. Okay, so it's actually been really good. It's been a good thing that I have a like an hour long commute to my nanny jobs. And it's actually been a good thing because that's been kind of my dedicated reading time for my research that I'm doing. That's the one I usually do the most reading for my literature review and like my research. So that's my it's good. It's like it's already planned into the day. I don't always like sometimes I'm like I'm just mentally exhausted, but usually I do that. So like I said, the nice thing is that we're really in the last 2 weeks or so of my research study and by chance one of my nanny jobs that I've been working for like almost 2 years now. They're moving. They're moving away. So sad. But it's good because I think that gives me like a perfect amount of time to like I think I'll be pretty close to done with the 60 texts by then, depending on the amount of reading I do in the next 2 weeks. But I'm trying to be like, it's okay, lay off the reading if you need to, because I have all of this stuff to do. But yeah, so it's good because I think by the time that I get to the end of that 2 weeks, I'll be like almost ready to basically run my neural network and like do the experiment and everything. So I think by then, that's a good thing. And then it gives me that extra time to basically dedicate to my project because by then I also will be wanting to write my paper, like my actual academic paper. Okay, so with all this in mind, this is what I'm going to try to get done today. I need to make sure that anything that's kind of, I have a, like for that conference, I need to make sure that anything that needs to get done for that is done so that we can just go, which I think is actually going to be not as difficult as I thought it was going to be, and we're doing this today, most definitely. I really like, I think I've just been getting in this cycle of like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. And like, it's been like a lot to balance. So I sometimes have to remind myself that like I don't need to do everything in one day. If things are just getting done, like it's cool, like it's chill. But I am looking at this like I'm like if I didn't have all these other things I was doing, I could probably do like a lot more. Like I could probably do honestly like all of this in like a day or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not that much, but I also need to like account for these things. So it's just been a little bit, but it's like it is getting. I feel like I'm working to an acceptable level that my bosses don't hate me and they're like, okay, you're doing fine. But I just like, I'm like, I could do better. But I think that's just me being an overachiever and an overworker in every possible sense. But yeah. Anyways, okay, so then, and then we're also gonna do this at least for a few of the videos. We're gonna split this into two tasks. So we're gonna do like timestamps or let's see if we'll do it 3 by 3. I also started kind of late today because I was struggling to get out of bed. And it's already, yeah, just a bit late already. So, okay, I'm gonna get out of Zoom for now and we're gonna just get some tasks done really quick. We're back. So I've done this, this. I did other things. I emailed my boss back and like explained everything that we're doing. Um, I forgot something really important, which is my monthly invoice. I need to send that like today. And that's really important. So I might make sure that I do that right now. If not, I will not have any extra money. So yeah. Um, then I have to do the phone call. I'm gonna be honest, I am not that is the part. Okay, so talking to the actual representatives of conferences is the part that makes me the most nervous. So I think that I've also was having trouble getting out of bed today because I was like, oh, I was like, I did so much planning. I planned like all of these conferences that I was going to reach out to and all these things. I've had some meetings with representatives, but I'm just a bit, it's just so nerve-wracking. I think that I feel like I could do better. Like I know there's like the sales part is the part that really makes me nervous and just being like, oh my God, I have to put myself out there and like try to haggle a little bit or try to, you know what I'm saying? Like just stuff like that. It just really I'm just worried I'm not doing it well enough and I don't want to like blow all of my chances with all of the conferences, but I think hopefully not. I think hopefully this next set will be easier. I just the first few that I've reached out to have been really big ones, like really big conferences with a lot of people. So I think it's a little bit harder when you're reaching out to them because they already have like a really set price list and all this stuff. And so it's just like they don't, I don't know, they don't really care to like maneuver things for you a little bit. So I just want to make sure that I'm not blowing everybody's money and that I'm getting us like good deals for the conferences and stuff. So that's been, I'm like, now it's to the point where I can't avoid it. When I first moved to London, so I didn't have a job yet. I came here because of the way things moved. I had my research assistant job, but I didn't have like a real job yet. I was like, we're gonna figure it out. Because I had that kind of visa, so I had that luxury to be like, well, we'll just figure it out. And I started, I volunteered at a hostel too and stuff like that. But I pretty quickly was able to find myself jobs. But at first, it was a little bit of a struggle. And the first job, I actually got my nanny jobs and this job at the same time. I didn't know how good my nanny jobs are going to be for me. I was just trying to like, okay, I'll get something just to make sure that I'm doing my research study. So, but then my nanny jobs turned out to be amazing. And thank God I got those and they have sustained me in such, and like, I'm so grateful. And yeah, I've just, anyways, me talking about how much I love my nanny jobs. I actually really enjoyed them. But the other first job that I got alongside of that to just start and do something, my God, it was so bad. It was this, do you know those people on the street that they'll hand out like flyers for like or not no, it's not even flyers. They want you to donate to charities. They're like street fundraisers. Oh my God, I got one of those jobs just to be like, okay, I'm just gonna start making money. Like I don't care what the money is, I just want to make something. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like I thought when I saw fundraiser, I thought it was gonna be something like this, right? And then I got there and they're like street fundraising and I was like, I don't even care. I just need money right now. I'm just gonna do something. And first of all, it's so nerve-wracking because I hate street fundraisers so much. Like, when you're walking by and people are like, I like your shirt. Anyways, do you want to donate? And it's like, please leave me alone. Luckily, the company I worked for was a little bit classier than that, so we were not the kind we weren't supposed to haggle like sort of like heckle people on the street or anything like that and be like, come here. Like, we were supposed to be classy, and just basically rely on the strength and the values of the charity. So thank God for that, because I would have quit day one if I had to tell people like, oh my God, you look, they're so fake. They'll be saying things to me that I'm like, no, it's not. Like they'll be like, I like your outfit, and I'm wearing like the most ugly shirt ever. And I'm like, you don't like my outfit. So you just come on, pick a different compliment. But anyways, but it was actually, I think like everything is good for learning something. And the thing that I learned at that job was just to not care. Just don't care. And like I think I just got to a point where I was like, I don't care. I know these people hate me. Most of them don't want to stop for me. They don't, it was just an exercise in confidence and just accepting rejection. Like, yeah, they are probably going to reject you. And like, you just have to grow like a thick skin and just be okay with it. Now, I quit after just a few weeks because I got things more settled with my nanny jobs, and I hated it. I hated that job. I hated the fundraiser job because you were just standing for like 8 hours straight. And I don't feel like 100%. Like, I don't really like that vibe. I don't even know how much I always like those kinds of charities. So I wasn't like vibing with it very much. I just couldn't get myself to really be like, yeah, I'm selling it and I love it, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think they had a very quick turnover rate for that job. So I think that is the case for a lot of people. But I'm grateful that it taught me a lot. It really taught me to have confidence and just not care. And that was actually a skill that really carried me through a lot of my other jobs. So, for example, for my research study job, soon after that, we had to start recruiting people, and we had a very niche type of person that we were trying to recruit. We actually let me show myself off for a minute. I actually ended up having an idea that saved us the trouble of having to do all of this. I was like, wait a minute, why don't we just advertise on Instagram? So we ended up advertising on Instagram, and we ended up getting like most of our participants from that. But actually in the beginning we were just trying to talk to people on the street and just be like, when we saw people of this demographic, we had to go up to them and be like, hey, like we're doing this research. Are you interested in doing that? And I was actually really glad at that point. I was like, okay, everything is there to teach us. Everything's for a reason, whatever, because I was like, oh, thank God. I actually did this, and I'm not embarrassed to go up to people and be like, I actually feel more proud to tell people, ask people if they want to participate in this than I was to ask them if they wanted to give me money for this charity. Even though it's probably, I mean, the charity was doing great work, but I don't know. I don't always know how I feel about those big, big, big charities, but yeah. So yeah, everything is for a reason, but I need to honestly channel that energy again, and that sort of rejection. I feel like it's good like rejection therapy. Like, it's okay to be rejected. It's just this one I want to do well because I want to make sure that we're getting good conferences and not getting good deals and et cetera, et cetera. So, okay. I think with that in mind, I might make myself like a tea or something, and then we're gonna do this next little set of activities. Okay, we have now done this. All that's left is that dreaded phone call. So that's next on the list. I have developed the most horrible sugar addiction this year, and I don't know, there's many reasons why it could be. Like, first of all, I actually saw in a video that our brains are like they require a lot of sugar, and I'm like, maybe I'm just using my brain a lot, and so my brain like I'm like really working hard, so I'm just craving sugar a lot. That's probably the most likely reason, just sugar and carbs, just straight up. But also, I kind of feel like, so growing up, okay, we weren't deprived of sweets per se, but my mom was very healthy. We would, which I think is a blessing. I feel like to this day I'm a very healthy eater. Like I eat a lot of fruit, a lot of veggies naturally. So I'm grateful for that. But we really did not, we were not the kind of family that had like random packs of cookies and things in the house. So like for example, when we go to my grandma's house, my grandma always had Oreos. Best believe we were already like the minute we were there, we were straight to the cabinet for Oreos. So I don't know. But I feel like since I've become an adult, I'm like, oh, I can just eat sweets whenever I want. Like I can just eat cake. I can eat like whatever sugar I want. And yeah, I don't know. This is my first time living on my own and having my own money because in college, I obviously, I mean, my parents didn't control what I ate, but I think I just didn't like usually I was just either I eating in the dining hall and I wouldn't really eat a lot of sugar there for some reason, but either eating in the dining hall or just buying my own food, but I was like on a really tight budget, so I didn't really have like I wouldn't buy myself sweets that much. But this is my first time just straight up living on my own and I have full control over what I eat. So I still eat, I would say really healthy overall, but I also have a horrible sugar addiction. So take from that what you will, but yeah. I also partly blame one of the kids that I nanny because he has a horrible sugar addiction too, which is like now his parents are, which is like they're we've gotten like really strict. We I feel like we have to go through periods where we're so strict with him, but he's always wanting like ice cream or like a cookie or something. And he also eats very healthy. I will say I think he eats very healthy at home, but he is just he's got like a horrible sweet tooth and I feel like because I was with him like I'd eat like ice cream or I'd eat like I don't know cookies. He went through a period where he was obsessed with cookies and yeah, I don't know. So I feel like being like I've developed his sugar addiction as well. Like I've developed like a vicarious sugar addiction except he is a child, so his parents are like don't eat that. Meanwhile, I am now an adult, so I do not have anybody telling me do not eat more cookies, but I think I'm not too bad overall. I don't always eat sugar, but recently I've just been craving it so bad, like every day. But that might be stress. My New Year's resolution this year was actually to eat only like fruit instead of eating like sugar, just to see if I could do it. I very quickly did not do that because I think what I'm craving is actually the carbs. Like I think I actually just really want carbs because I'm like stressed and I'm working a lot. So I think it's the sugar plus carbs combination because the sugar from the fruit does not hit the way the sugar with the carbs hits. You know, like it's just not the same at all. But I need to do what they do with him because his his mom is really good at making like healthy treats, like healthy like at one point we were making like sugar-free cookies. I need to start making myself those because I think I would probably my skin would probably look nicer. I will say though, like I never ever eat like chips, like crisps, if you're British. I never eat those. I never have a craving for like unhealthy snacks. I give my mom that credit. I feel like like, I don't usually eat like a bunch of stuff like that because I don't know, it just doesn't feel good in my body. I just don't like it, you know? But it's the sugar. It's the sugar that really gets me. The thing is, growing up, my mom is one of those, like, have you guys ever seen memes of how Chinese parents or like Asian parents are always like they'll eat a treat and if it's not too sweet, that's like the highest compliment you can give a sweet. Like if they're like, it's not too sweet, you know? That is literally my mom. My mom does not, she's not into the sugar like at all. She's not really a big sweets person. So I think that's partly the reason we didn't have like a bunch of stuff in the house, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, I don't know. I think she had like certain sweets that she liked, and we'd eat those sometimes. She likes like tiramisu. What else? I don't know. There's little things she would make us. Um, but we just usually we didn't have that many sweets in the house. Or she'd make us very Brazilian things, like she'd cook us like bananas and like sugar. Like we were very much an ingredients household in the sense that we did not have a lot of snacks around. We had like treats. I mean, we had like ingredients to make things with. So literally if we wanted a sweet, my mom would be like, I'm putting banana and some sugar. Like that is what I mean, it is a Brazilian like dessert, but it's also just because we never bought like we did not we were I would go to my friends' houses and it was like I was like amazed and shocked. Like they would open their cabinet and they definitely had like a Costco membership and their cabinets were full of like boxed snacks, like boxes of like granola bars and stuff. And I don't know, I was that was shocking to me. That was not our house at all. We never bought that stuff like ever. I'm like my mom in that though, in the sense that I don't like milk chocolate. I only like dark chocolate. That was my mom too. I feel like milk chocolate is too sweet. I think I'm gonna be one of those parents that's like, it's not too sweet. Like I think I will definitely be that in the future because I feel like I feel like my sister and I developed my mom's taste buds. Like we love like I'm obsessed with like olive, sun-dried tomato, stuff like that. My mom is obsessed with that. Um, I like dark chocolate, like tiramisu. I'm trying to think of other sweets that she liked, and I can't even think of them off of the top of my head because she has so few that she was really that into. Dark chocolate, tiramisu. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna lock in and focus on my snack. Okay, here we go. Ripping the band-aid. Let's give them a call. The number just didn't work at all. So I guess all that stress was really truly for nothing. I guess let's hunt it down. Sales is so scary. It's like you have to kind of be, I don't know, like a public speaker. I really am trying to, one of my goals this next year is to become a better public speaker and to practice my public speaking and improve the way that I communicate, because making these videos has been really eye-opening for me to see how I speak naturally. And this is something nobody would notice, but I've actually gotten better at editing over time. I don't think I would, sometimes I watch some of my old videos back, which is really like instructive for me, and I see how much I say like, etc. In most of my old videos, I didn't really think to know to edit those ums and things out. I just left them in, and I would take off just the parts that were really long or that I said something weird. So at least I can give the illusion of being like a good public speaker, but I really do feel like I want to improve. But doing YouTube has actually been so good for me because I have just gotten such a better sense of how I communicate, and I've also seen myself get a lot more confident in speaking in front of a camera throughout this process, and my personality just comes out more. Like I actually, in some of my old videos, I think I appear really shy. So yeah, it's been a really like good practice for me. But this year I really want to read some books about public speaking and practice. So hopefully in my videos you can see me get better at that actually too. Everything has actually led together really well because this sales job has been a good practice for the fact that I'm probably going to have to be showing my academic text that I'm writing in conferences in the next few months, and that is extremely nerve-wracking for me. I've never presented at an academic conference before, and I feel anxious. Like I have to sell myself well, and I also have to sell my idea well, and also speak well about the thing that I'm studying, which has also been kind of nerve-wracking for me because I don't feel like an expert, you know? I feel like I'm starting to feel like an expert. Like when I'm speaking in my videos, I'm starting to see like, wow, I'm really knowledgeable about this and I'm getting to the expert level, but I don't have a degree in what I'm speaking about yet. So it's a bit nerve-wracking because if people ask me questions too far beyond my scope of research, I feel a bit nervous about how to answer that, but hopefully that won't be as much of an issue as I think it will be. I'll just keep reading, I guess, along the way. But yeah, I think this is everything. I feel like everything has bled into other things. Okay, so fundraising job bled into the research assistant job bled into this marketing job is going to lead into me now going to academic conferences. So it's been like a slow growth practice in rejection and also speaking confidently. Okay, I've now emailed this person, and I think that's gonna mark the end of my day for my remote job for now. So I'm gonna have more productive days over the course of the week, but I'm now gonna go get some lunch and we're gonna spend the next hour or two on my research assistant job because this is my most busy week for that, and I'm stressed. Here we have my lunch. My bosses also, thank you to my bosses, they randomly paid me for my full month invoice that I just sent literally in this video like half an hour ago. They sent me, like they paid me like immediately, which I was really shocked because usually it's meant to take like 3 days or something. So thank you to my bosses. So I immediately threw a bunch of that into my high yield savings account because it is savings girl summer this summer. But I also sent some to my little sister who's currently backpacking because I have to keep her on my good side because my sister is an extremely talented like artist, animator. She does photography, and I know she's gonna be winning like an Oscar or something one day. So I'm like, I have to keep her on my side and bribe her. Yeah, she's so talented. She is about to go into her last year in fashion marketing, And yeah, her photography is just crazy. She really does go like above and beyond. She makes top marks, so she really deserved the money today. Um, yeah, I've been really impressed, and I'm just like, as an older sister, I have to support, of course. I'm gonna link her art Instagram, like her almost like her career Instagram below for anybody interested. There's actually a picture of B there as well that she took for her pre like her summer assignment before she even started. So that's how you know how talented she is. She has won photography awards back in high school. Yeah. So go see that. Scroll to the bottom of her Instagram for pictures of the most stunning, beautiful girl to ever exist in the world. And I'm not even biased. I don't even know who she is, but she's just so pretty and cool, guys. You should go see her. She's at the bottom of the Instagram page. Okay, I'm just making a sheet for each and every participant that I'm going to be coding. I need to like copy the main sheet and make a version, you know? And I feel like I have such a funny way of working because I cannot do things like one by one. I can't. Like I don't like for example, okay, I open the sheet and then we fill in one sheet. We do one person at a time. Like I open like all of them, do all of them, like put put everything I need for all of them, like one. I don't know how to put it, but the way that I feel like I like to create like a path of least resistance for myself. If I do it one by one, I emotionally I can't do it. I get like, for some reason it bores me. Like I feel really bored. It's a bit chaotic, but it just works for me because by the time I get to the part that I hate, like it doesn't seem like a drag anymore, you know? The part that's like a little bit more time consuming. That's probably normal. Maybe a lot of people do it that way, but I just don't like doing things one by one at all because I feel like I should be giving the ADHD life hacks that I referenced, but that is definitely one of my ADHD life hacks. Like, I don't know. I feel like I do things in the order that feel good instead of being focused about like, oh, you need to do it like one by one. And I don't know how to put it, but yeah, that's what works for me. So we're just doing that right now. I feel like it's not bad to follow like your path of most entertainment, if that makes sense. As long as you're creating a path that will make the hard part as easy as this is a thing that I've noticed about ADHD. It's like you want to create a path of least resistance to the best of your ability, because if something feels heavy or something feels like a drain or something feels like really like heavy on your mind, at least for me, it's just not going to happen. So my goal is always to find the path of least resistance as I go along to like lift the cognitive load, you know? Again, I think that's like pretty standard. I don't think that's like a crazy hack or anything, but that's just, I've learned to not get obsessed with like, oh no, I need to do it like the normal way, and just do it the way that's going to keep you in a flow. And like flow is just the most important part. But then again, I have to think about the fact that at the end, it's all about strategy. At the end, I know that I'm going to be so tired of this. So it goes like this. Like, this is my crazy mental gymnastics that I go through to finish my work. Okay, do all of the things that are like kind of fun or like kind of give me dopamine. Like make a sheet for everybody. Do the setup for each and every person's first, because it makes me feel like, okay, I have a lot of the work done already. And then after that, I'm going to do probably some of the more time consuming ones, like some of the longer videos. And then we're going to, at a certain point, I'm going to be like, this is so boring and I hate this. This is like, instead of going, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, we're going harder. Then when we get to the boring part, that's when we're going to do a few easy ones until we feel like, okay, good. Now I'm like, these are short, so I can get that dopamine hit faster and I can feel the sense of achievement faster. Then we're going to go after that. We want to save some of the easy short ones for the end too. So we're going to go back to the long ones, finish some long draining ones, and then, okay, the long draining ones are done. Now we're coasting to the end. I want to coast to the end because by the end I'm like drained. So now it's like, okay, great. Now the last 3 or something are easy short ones. Done. Like, and then I'm like, oh, that's easy because they're short. So it makes me feel like the sense of flow of like I'm following my path of least resistance and like almost like coasting along. I feel like that's what you want for ADHD. You want to kind of like coast and like coast with your dopamine hits and stuff. So it's better to do that than to be like, okay, I'm going to do participant 3, 4, 5, 6, you know? So that's my hack. That's how I've maintained the appearance of neurotypicality in my work life, even though I don't know. Yeah, that is my hack. Also, by doing that, I hack my brain, like I trick my brain because I'm like, okay, this is the easy fun part is just opening all of them and just like putting like the name, copy pasting. It takes me like 2 seconds. But the good thing about having them like, okay, they're all open and like ready for me is that I would, if I were to just do them one by one, it would get to a point where I'd be like, oh my God, I have to do everything. I have to set up everything, etc., etc., etc. But because they're all set up, I'm like, it's not that hard. It's already partly done. You know what I mean? I want it to be a smaller task for myself. So I'm like, when it gets to that point, I'm like, it's already partly done. It's already set up. It's already there. So now all you have to do is open it and do that smaller task, which is like the coding, you know? So it's just about like again, it's about like coasting a little bit and just and making it just lessening that pressure and that cognitive load as best as you can as you go along. And just like you always want to be like, oh, it's not that hard. It's already partly there. It's already mostly done. You already have it this, you already have it that. So that's one less thing to like weigh upon you rather than I have to open it, I have to do everything, I have to format everything, I have to do everything. Then you're like, oh, that's so time consuming. Or it's like, no, you're mostly done already. Just go in and do it, you know? Okay, so I got all of everything, all of the sheets like opened, labeled, and I started to put the timestamps into the first one, which I'll probably finish when I get back home and I won't show it in this video. But yeah, that's good. Marks sort of the end of my work morning. I'm gonna get ready for my nanny job to go to that. So, 1 second. I make the same mistake every single freaking day. My flatmate goes to work. No, he starts getting ready for work right when I'm leaving for work, and I forget every single time. So he's always in the shower right now, meaning I can't like go to like use the bathroom. Luckily, I already brushed my teeth, but that's fine. Anyways, fit check. I just put on these random earrings, changed into a different white tank top. Literally no difference, but I did that for some reason. And then I got this little bag that I thrifted yesterday. So, yes, we're off to work. And what do I bring to my nanny job? Of course, my iPad, because we are going to be reading academic texts on the train like usual, unless I am too mentally fatigued. So, yeah. Have a good day, guys. Bye.